Afternoon, folks. We'll try and do this thing every once in a while where I come on and just basically give my views, what I see. One thing as truck drivers, you get to see a lot of just how the world's working at the time. You know, how the economy's moving. You know, such on and so forth. You know, just by keeping your eyes open, your freight, what freight you haul, how much, how thick the freight is. My basic view of the economy right now is it sucks. And all them people up on Wall Street screaming about how good it is, but a whole lot of shortages out here. I'm getting shorted a lot of loads. I'll go on a load to where I'm supposed to go in and pick up, 44,000 pounds of mac and cheese. And I might leave out of there with 25,000 pounds worth because they didn't have enough to fill the order. That's happening a lot lately. Loads getting canceled. A lot of that happening lately. As far as I know, rates are staying good. It's been kind of odd from day to day out in just the general world. One day you'll ride around and truck stops will be so packed full, 6 o'clock in the evening, you can't find a parking spot, can't even get into places. Then 2 days later, you come through the same area, and at midnight, the truck stops are half empty. Biggest thing I can say about freight right now is it's just not consistent. I delivered to a grocery warehouse last week that was telling me that their big receiving day is Monday morning, and one week they'll have more freight than they can handle, and next week half their loads will cancel. Like I say, everything's just real inconsistent right now. Diesel prices seem to be pretty well leveled off. Prices for everything else through the roof. God help you if you need a tire or parts for your truck. Problem with parts is you need a part, it might go on 6 months back order. We've been having a lot of problems with that. Trucks breaking down, needing parts, and it'd be on back order till God knows when. And their truck sits on the yard idle because it needs something stupid. Usually it's not a lot keeping it down. And that's killing these companies because the payments and the insurance don't stop on that truck because it's broke down in the backyard. If it ain't out making money, don't take many trucks like that in a small company to do real harm. I am noticing another thing about the economy is my paycheck's not going as far. Just going out and getting the basic necessities every week, food, gas in the car, and doing your normal things. My bills haven't changed. I haven't bought anything new or anything like that. It seems to be less and less after that Friday surge, you know, when you pay all your bills and go grocery shopping and this, that, and the other. Seems to be less and less left in the wallet after that. I listen to a lot of economists and stuff online, and best I can tell, we're in a bad way right now in this country. We're really in trouble. I think when this eviction and foreclosure moratorium ends, where they can start throwing people out of houses, it's gonna get real ugly. Real ugly. And it's, you combine that with all the other problems we're having with high cost to everything, and I just don't see any good end to it, really. Yet I got on the roads, and now as far as cars go, people driving south to the beach on Fridays, Lord, it just, I don't know where, I'd love to know where people are getting all this money. I'm worried it's all credit card income. It's I can tell you right now, it's not a time you want to be going in debt. It's just not a good time for it. Because when all this does come unraveled and it goes haywire, last thing you're going to want is a bunch of debt. But we got all these businesses here in our town. They cannot, they're begging for people to come to work. Fast food places and restaurants and such, McDonald's here wanting to start people at $12 an hour, and which for this area is good money. I even saw one the other day offering daily pay, where they pay you work today, you'd have a check the next day, every day. Seen restaurants offering sign-in bonuses. And that's not even talking about these plants. I know people in chicken plants right now making $20+ an hour for jobs that 10 years ago paid $8 an hour. And they're running short on production because they can't get enough workers to open up all their lines. I think a lot of people went to the house with all this COVID stuff, and they kind of figured out they like it. To hell with working, and I just ain't never been able to pay my bills that way. Wish I'd figure out how that works. Right now, if you want a trucking job, you can get a good deal. Right now, it's definitely a driver's market. I don't know how they all get my phone number. I got headhunters texting me. I bet you I get 10 texts a day. Offering me jobs. It's crazy. My company just cannot hire people. They can't even get people to come in and put in an application. Because what's happening is these plants are paying a lot more money, and if people can make the same amount of money working in a factory or a plant of some kind, 5 days a week, or even more money, a lot of times, why are they going to be out here driving this truck? They, it used to be the big drive to truck driving. You know, where you go work at this plant over here and you make $500 a week. No high school diploma, no education to speak of. You can go to this plant and make $500 a week. Well, you can go drive this truck and make $1,000 a week or more. But now it's getting to where these plants are paying as much as the truck driving jobs. And who all wants to go through all the bullshit we go through when they can make that money and stay at the house, be at home every night? But that'll turn over. It always does. We'll go through another pay raise race here in trucking. They really don't want to do it, these companies, but they're gonna have to. They're gonna have to come up off that hip pocket and start paying us, or we gonna find other things to do. It's not near as bad for us. That's the funny thing about trucking is I tell people that I'm virtually making the same money now that I made 20 years ago. You throw inflation in the mix and I'm making a lot less money now than I was making 20 years ago, but I'm talking actual dollars. My W-2 at the end of the year is, you take all the last 20 years, and I'd say that it's in a $15,000 range. Maybe $20,000, up and down, up and down, up and down. See, years ago when we run paper logs, especially driving these chicken trucks, yeah, we weren't making as much a mile, but boy, we was running. If you wasn't running 3,000 miles a week, you wasn't working. Really need to be running 3,500, 4,000 miles a week. Whereas now with that damn box and DOT breathing down our neck, on an average week, about 2,500 miles. What you gonna do? You'll get that occasional week. You'll hit 3,000, maybe a little more, if everything just falls right. But I'll tell you what, here lately with road construction, good Lord, it seems like every day now I'm caught up in an hour or 2 hour delay somewhere for construction. It's and they're tearing the hell out of all the roads and they ain't fixing shit. It's just, I think it's all a big scam for all the government boys to funnel money to all their buddies. And the DOT, don't even get me started on them. It's last 3 or 4 months, I've really noticed an uptick in DOT inspections. They busy in a lot of states. A lot of states knows that's easy money, and they are balls to the wall on randoms and here 2 weeks ago I got inspected, went 30 miles down the road and got pulled over again for another random. I asked that second officer if he was part vulture. same state. And that same state, well, it's Kentucky. You go down I-75 any given day, and there packs 4 or 5 of them sitting in the middle. Just pouncing on drivers. And then you got 4 scales on 75 in Kentucky, 2 northbound, 2 southbound. And half the time they got their barns open and they pouncing on drivers. It's getting bad, folks. They're gonna learn. You don't pay these truck drivers, and you keep harassing the hell out of them, make their job hard. And these truck drivers gonna go to the house. They're gonna find something else to do. Then how you gonna get your toilet paper? You know, when COVID first happened, they're screaming about us truck drivers being heroes because we was going out and braving the COVID to make sure everybody gets their stuff. We heroes. Doing the same job today I was doing then. Now I'm just a dirtbag DOT target. So that's basically it. That's my views from the rocking chair. It's not good. I hope it gets better. I know it can get a lot worse. We're nowhere near bottom. I try to give you one of these every once in a while. Part my opinion, a whole bunch of my crying and bitching. And try to give you a real view of what's going on out here in the trucking industry. You know, whether you're a truck driver or somebody interested in getting into trucking. Got any questions, drop them down there in the comments. Like and subscribe if you would. I could use the support. But y'all have a fine evening.